What do you see as the role of the visual arts in our mass-mediated world, and particularly in your profession?
In my profession, visual arts, I see, really for promoting things, posters promoting concerts, album booklets, even though everything is digital downloads and everything, visual art is still very much important. That whole album art thing still hasn't died. There's a lot of times I'll go in a store and I've bought albums just based on the album cover just because it's something that catches my eye. It's different. There's a lot of times I'll see a band name and it catches my eye just because the font's different instead of the standard block font. So really, I guess the role of the visual arts is just what it usually is to draw attention to a product. And even more so, I believe, in the music industry, when you have so many things in the market, you need to have something that really grabs your attention to bring in people just off on the fly.
With new communications and media technologies, imagery is almost instantly available. Do you believe that this is having a positive or negative influence on the industry?
Yes and no.
Okay.
It's positive and negative. It's positive because, it's a little bit easier to, see your favorite artists, find out what they look like, connect with them, I guess, to see they just look normal. But at the same time, it's negative because, in like the 70s, even 80s, there was always like this mystique about artists, this mystery. So that's why I believe there's a lot of bands like Bon Iver and Out City that are actual bands now, but you only know the person who started the group, so there's still a little bit of mystery behind things. So is it positive by helping you connect? Yes, but at the same time it destroys the mystery that drove the album.
Alright, what popular images do you see that are frequently rechanneled throughout the entertainment industry?
Obviously, when you thought hip-hop in the early days, I think Run DMC, Gold Chains, Adidas, that's coming back a lot too now. Artists like B.O.B. and T.I. are bringing back that whole look. The popular images, I think of fashion and it's such stuff like that.
Okay, this question kind of follows with what you were just talking about. Are there particular images that this industry has popularized and/or created?
Yes, it's popularized, the whole image of if you make it big, like in hip hop, you have the Benz, the big house. This is more like a lifestyle image, the image that a person portrays instead of an actual art. In rock, the imagery is we want over the top, not just expensive things. We just want like ridiculous things, stuff like that. So the industry has popularized this over the top image or this look what I have image.
Who is a favorite visual artist or artists, and/or what is your favorite style of visual art?
In terms of visual art, my favorite kind of art is graffiti street art. I believe it's probably some of the coolest stuff you can get because you can make real serious or make real fun. It's really unique to each person. I know a lot of people think it's just vandalism and everything, but I think if used correctly, it's sending out a message. My favorite artist would be Banksy, just with the messages he sends and the uniqueness behind it and the images he uses and he combines into his art with the rats, or like he's used telephone booths and paint sprayed holes in like the fence in the Gaza Strip and everything to create this whole sense of trying to connect people, make them think. I think one of the greatest images I ever saw was the hole in the fence at the Gaza Strip, or like he spray painted a ladder and like a child climbing over the ladder to symbolize, the whole breaking the border thing.
Right. Last question. How has your knowledge of famous artworks influenced your creative process?
It's got me to try to think of, especially in terms of writing music, maybe to write music to force an image in my head. There's a lot of times I might try to look at something and try to write something based on what I'm looking at. I know something I've been doing a lot lately because I'm influenced a lot by Nikki Sixx, is looking at photographs and trying to write something inspired by the photographs. I'm inspired by that because Nikki Sixx put together an album called This Is Gonna Hurt, and it's basically a collection of photographs and the music that goes with it. It all connects on some way to the music.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to particularly when looking at pictures, I try to reflect what I'm looking at.
All right, makes sense. Well, thank you, Ryan, for coming out here today and taking these interviews. You had a lot of helpful answers, and I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.